Our next guest is not much of a talker, but he's been known to rotate his neck 270 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's not something from a scary movie. Heather's actually describing a great horned owl, and he's right outside our PTL studios right now with Celina Pompeani.
Hi, Celina. It's always a great day to visit the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium, but today the zoo came to you, which is so cool. So tell us more about your special guest.
Hey everybody, yes, I am here with Henry Kacprzyk, curator of reptiles and Kids Kingdom, and our friend Artemis. He is a great horned owl. So Henry, tell us about Artemis. Where can you typically find great horned owls?
Well, you can find them right here in western Pennsylvania. Going into the woods, they like to be on woods, edges of fields where they can find the prey items. They like to eat small mammals. One of the unusual animals they eat are skunks, and they don't have a very great sense of smell, and as such, the smell of a skunk doesn't seem to bother them. So they use these sharp talons in this beak to just tear it apart, take it back to their nests, and feed their young.
And they all have these beautiful, piercing yellow eyes. Do they all have the yellow eyes?
They do. So the largeness of the globe on those eyes allows them to bring in a lot of light. What you'll notice is they can't move their eyes side to side. They compensate by turning their head about 260 degrees, and that allows them to move and see. But their eyes are fixed because the optic nerve is so large, bringing in perhaps 200 times more light to their eyes at night than you and I can see.
Wow. And the name, the great horned owl, is it because they have these horns that usually stick
These little tufts of feathers up here are referred to as horns. I'm not sure, scientists can't really determine why they have them, what purpose it serves, but they have them. Their ears are actually right here and right here. So a lot of people think that maybe where their ears are located. That's not the case at all.
And how old is Artemis here?
Approximately 12 years old. It was a rehab animal that came into the zoo. It has a part of its wing missing.
Okay, well, I'm so happy that you were able to bring him here to the KDKA studios today, Henry. I also want to ask you about an interesting story that we saw over the weekend in Aspinwall. Are you missing any rhino heads at the zoo?
Thankfully, no. I did catch that story that there was a rhino head, taxidermy rhino head that had been left on the sidewalk. It was, in appearance, it was a black rhino, and you can tell because they have a pointy prehensile lip. They sort of grab branches and strip leaves off of branches, as opposed to the white rhino, which has a wide, flat lip. So there are two African species of rhinos, and that one was a black rhino.
Wow, that just caught our attention that was discovered here on the sidewalk of Aspinwall.
Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Somebody might be putting it on in their house, and
I know.
their wife throwing them out later.
You're right about that. Well, going back to the zoo, you always have great events, no matter what season it is. Right now is the Asian Lantern Festival, so it started this month. Tell me more about that.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, it's a night event, so it opens at 6:30, I believe, and you want to come when it's a little darker. It is beautiful. So there are animal figures, Asian animal figures. We have this huge dragon, it must be 100 feet long, all lit up. It's just gorgeous, all through the park. Now, it's not an animal event, so we're not coming out to see the animals at night because you can't. You're there to see the Asian lanterns, and they are just spectacular. I encourage everybody to come out. If you haven't seen them, or if you think about what it's about, look online. You'll see pictures on our zoo webpage.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. And then I'm also excited. I know my nieces, Ellie and Faith, are excited. Zoo Boo is coming up. It's Halloween around the corner.
Yeah, last year we had to go to a drive-through Zoo Boo, which, candy got handed out, but it's not the same. This year we're reviving Zoo Boo, so we'll be starting that again, and I don't actually have the dates on that one yet.
I know, it's mid-October through Halloween. I'm excited, Henry. I'm ready to go.
Asian Lanterns goes through the end of October, so, you got some time.
Beautiful. Well, I hear that Heather and David want to ask a question. Do you have a question for Artemis?
We do.
Or about Artemis,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
We both noticed that something is going on with his
shaking
neck.
here. He's like breathing with his mouth open. Is that because he saw a squirrel or something?
Henry, they have noticed that he's really breathing heavily. His mouth is open. Is that because he saw an animal or something he's interested in?
They thermoregulate, just like a dog pants. You got to look at, he's got feathers that go deep. He's covered down to his toes in feathers. He can get warm really quickly. Being active now, normally he'd be sleeping, and that activity makes him a little warm. I'm warm. I'm sweating a little bit. It's a little hot and muggy, so
yeah.
That's how they pant and stay cool.
Well, they're beautiful, Henry, and I love the colors of the feathers, Heather and David. I mean, you really, if he was up in one of these trees, they're camouflage. You wouldn't even be able to tell he was up there.
Well, let's hope he doesn't wind up in a
Thanks for bringing
tree.
him down today.
Yeah, he's great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, fantastic. And you know, notice how he calmed down as soon as Henry put his finger on his chest.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm okay.
Yeah. Very cool. I like having live animals here. One day we're going to have them back in the studio. Which will be
Exactly.
very neat. Coming up, are you in the mood to be amazed? It's not just birds outside today. We also have a magician, and he calls Pittsburgh home. He's going to show us a magic trick just ahead.
But also something serious. How soon until Ida makes her way to our back door? Ron is going to be in with our forecast and the possibility of flooding coming up. But first, Mikey Hood shines a spotlight on another teacher who's making a difference right here in our community.
We all have a teacher we remember in school that made learning fun. Over the last year, with students being challenged to learn mostly remotely, the teachers that educate in their own unique ways have never been more important to recognize. PTL celebrates the amazing teachers that are making a difference in this week's Educator Spotlight, presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy. This week, we recognize Heather Erdley, who teaches 10th grade English and honors English. Heather is known for being caring and kind, creating strong relationships with her students and families. Her lessons focus on student engagement, frequently giving them opportunities to collaborate freely in breakout rooms. Great work, Heather, your Commonwealth Charter Academy's Educator of the Week. Stick around, PTL will be back right after this.